Ken, what'd you make of that real tough first half, but you blew away on the scoreboard and inside 50s in the second?
Yeah, I thought it was a really strong performance by our team, which obviously lacks some experience out there. But Gold Coast, to their credit, have been outstanding all season at keeping games in a really tough environment. And I thought our willingness to be bold early cost us a couple of goals early. I think that's to be clear. But we're not going to stop doing that. We're going to keep taking that game on. But I thought our message at half-time was just to stick at it, boys. And then I thought, as you said, Andrew, domination in the second half, 44 entries to 9 is, by anyone's language, is a pretty impressive performance by a good young group.
A young side, you had 8 players, I think, with less than 10 games experience each going into the game.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? I think we had 8, Gold Coast had 3, I think we had 12 less than 50 and they had 11. I think, what you've got to remember is when your method's nice and strong for us, I think our method this year, and we believe we've got some significant depth on our list this year. We're catering for that at the moment. We'd rather not have to cater for as much as we are, but I think the method that we try and play is ingrained in our players, whether they're young or old, and I thought today we were able to execute that. And I was pleased with that because we've seen sides earlier this year do that to us with some players missing. Richmond, I use as an example. They stuck at their method against us that night and they ended up winning. For us today, I thought we did something similar. We stuck at the method that we like to play.
How encouraging when Frampton kicks 3, Farrell kicks 3, Rosie bobs up with a couple as well. Garner didn't look out of place in his AFL debut. Yeah,
clearly it's positive today because we win, but we've had a couple of losses recently. But we've just got to keep things under a level playing field, I reckon, right now, and not get too carried away with that. But to understand that they've come in and done well is significant. But I've thought this for a while, that our list is really, really developing well. Now, it's not always going to provide wins, but I'm really confident that we've got a list that's actually going in the right direction and the direction of being a good side, not just an okay side.
That's long-term, not just...
Yeah, I think long-term. I think that's really important. We're not going to win every game this year, we get it. I understand that as well as anyone, I think, and our team understands that well too.
That was part of your recruiting and training method in the summer too, I guess, to look a bit long-term with a lot of that stuff.
Really? Well, you admire the great sides because they set out to win the competition. We've got to get on that path, and we're trying to get on that path a bit more aggressively at the moment. So that's where we're trying to go.
I know you've spoken about Travis spoke a fair bit this year, but it's another amazing performance, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great, wasn't it? Yeah, because it was a game that just needed someone to continually keep turning up and work really hard, and Trav just did that all day. He wasn't the cleanest and specialist though that he's ever had. It's exciting. He kicked a couple of balls out in the full, but he just keeps putting himself in those spots just through pure work rate, I reckon. He just wants to be still a great player in this competition, and he's had a fantastic start to the season.
In a year where players have struggled to kick straight for goals, how nice is that someone like Billy Frampton, who in the conditions kicks straight and has a history of kicking straight in the sample as well? Yeah,
I reckon that's really important, and that's one of the key reasons for us with Farrell and Frampton, I reckon, is that we know the ball in hand. If they get set shots at goal, they're normally, as you said, by their history, are normally very, very effective shots at goal. And that's, we've talked about this a bit through the season. We haven't quite been able to score as well as we'd like. Sometimes we've been our worst enemy, and we haven't kicked a ball straight. At least with a couple of boys like that, we certainly know they more often than not kick it straight.
Was it a case of changing anything at half-time, Ken, or is it just that you finally got, I suppose, a bit more reward for that sort of midfield domination that you had there?
Yeah, no, actually, I could actually show you the message on the board. It was a stick at it. It wasn't a magical formula that was going to make a massive difference to us. It was the rain had started to come, obviously, and made it quite slippery. It was a battle of territory more often than not in conditions like that. But it was to stick at it, and that's what I was really pleased with the group lacking some experience. They knew the job, and they knew how to get it done, and they got it done.
Are you still happy with, I know, Rockcliffe and Howard, just a couple of those mistakes in the first half that led to goals to Gold Coast? You still happy with the team taking the game on and that sort of stuff?
Every day of the week.
Yeah.
We are wanting to play a bold and aggressive style of football. I think people at Port Adelaide, and 26,000 turned up today in really shitty conditions. I think if I had looked at the weather forecast, I mightn't have turned up, but 26,000 people at Port and nearly 60,000 members, they turn up because we want to play the way they want us to play. We don't always get it right. I hear that from them occasionally, but more often than not, the support is amazing.
Ken Dougal-Howard tossed the call. Was he skipper today?
He was, yeah.
What does she mind that one? Who made that call and how did that unfold?
We absolutely believe that Dougal's an emerging leader of our football club. And we had as I said to him on Friday, this was a younger team, so you're going to come through together, you're going to work together, and you're going to get led by someone of a similar age. And that didn't mean that Travis and Westy and Paddy and Rock and Stephen, Broady, they weren't going to be not there to lead them, but it was just to, again, give them some more responsibility. I challenged them at the start of pre-season, that group, to bring energy to our footy team, and I think to give them opportunities in game. It's all right to do it at training, but to give them those opportunities in game is, again, pretty brave. And I thought Doug handled it really well, although I heard a bit of his pre-game talk to the boys. He didn't quite get that right.
Anything you can sort of divulge as to what that entailed?
No, I just think there was a few fumbles and mumbles through a couple of words, but it made the boys laugh, I know that, so that's a really good way to take him out of the ground.
At least he's 1-0 now.
I was going to say,
yeah, he is. He actually claims 2-0 because he was captain of the under-23 game at the start of the year in a trial game.
how did you see his leadership? Did that sort of change the way he played today, or just the same old Dougal?
No, I thought that was a great thing that we've seen the same bloke. We've seen an occasional mistake, but we've seen some really impressive stuff. We've seen an aggression to take the game on. That's what you want, from a young leader, is just not to let it burden him. And he knows that he was out there with a lot of support, but it was significant that he was actually able to go out there and toss the coin.
Kenny, your first game with Joel spent a fair bit of time on Sexton. Was that by design, that matchup? He obviously did a pretty good job on him.
He did a really good job in his whole game, but no, not necessarily a matchup point of view. It was our defenders typically tend to play where they need to play, and that was another example of that, regardless of the personnel that you're faced with sometimes. So I thought he was incredibly strong a couple of times, Joe, wasn't he? But we knew that about him coming into the game, that he was going to be pretty honest in every contest.
Ken, a bye coming up in a couple of weeks, but you've got 3 other road games. So you're not at home at Adelaide Oval for a month. How tough is that?
We're going to travel a bit, aren't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
We're going to go down to Tassie. I think we're going to just flip over to Shanghai and have some Chinese, and then we're going to come back and go to Perth. So It'll be good fun. It'll be good fun for our boys. A great challenge. And, every time we've gone on the road together, we've been pretty good, I reckon. So we look forward to the challenge. We understand how big Hawthorn is next week. We get that. We're up for the challenge. We're going to go down there and take Clarko's mob on.
And Tommy Jonas, good chance for next week?
Yep. I can't promise it, but we think so. He's run twice this week, which would make him significantly a big chance to play. And Robbie Gray would be the same, I would imagine. So, and we got out of today's game all clear, so that does help for a change for us.
And Brad's out until after the bye, is that?
That's correct. Yeah. Brad won't play until after the bye. We'll be very cautious with Brad to make sure, one, that his health is first and foremost. His future is really important. But the great reassuring message for Brad is that it's an okay situation. It's not just give you some rest now and you'll be fine, and your recovery will be 100%, not be 98%. It'll be 100%, which is critically important.
Have you had a proper look at the report of Tommy Rockcliffe?
No, not really. I don't think there's much in it. But coaches all say that, don't they? I don't think you expect much will happen there. But from my point of view, it looked okay.
Any injuries out of today, Kenny?
No, I think we're okay, which is really pleasing.
Yeah, sweet.
Thanks.
Thanks very much.